out of here, Dean. We don't
Age?
like you.
Age?
Oh my god, you're actually letting me stay up here. Hi, I love you, Dean. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm so sorry.
Okay. All right. Goodbye. Dude. Moving on to the next guest. Oh, this one's crazy. So that was Shane McDougal. Now this one is Shane McDougal again, but it's an AI Photoshop of Shane McDougal kissing my cheek while I'm wearing a MAGA hat. So you're clearly unemployed, right?
No, but Dean, you kicked me last time. I just wanted to have a debate. I'm 18, sorry.
Well, you were born
2007, April.
So you said that you weren't unemployed?
No, I'm not.
I don't believe you. I think that you are unemployed.
Can we also get, can I ask you a question?
I just first need you to admit that you don't have a job because this is jobless behavior.
I mean, you could say I don't have a job, but I do.
How many hours a week do you work?
Justice for Fish Girl.
How many hours a week do you work?
8. By the way, Fish Girl made my profile, so...
Yeah, totally. Let's go to move on to the next guest, you guys. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, please, and thank you. Guys, we got Faith loading up in the box. And before Faith even loads in, I'm going to turn around and kick her because it says she's at 16 in her bio. Let's go to move on to the next guest, Jack. Here we go. Next guest is loading in. Hi, do you support Trump? Jack, you got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, banned. Moving on to the next guest. This guy's name is MAGA Debater. We got MAGA Debater loading up in the box. A scumbag, dude. Geometry Dash guy. Oh, God, love Geometry Dash guy. He's pretty chill. Let's go to move on to the next guest. We got 6'2" Wills connected into the live stream. By the way, if you want to support me and what we do here, support the live. You can find the Venmo, PayPal, Linktree in the bio on TikTok, bin message over on YT, not to mention the handle's also at the top of the phone screen. Appreciate you guys so much for all the love and support. You can even ask a question or attach a message. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I do, yeah.
How old are you?
24.
Okay. Do you think that Trump is violent?
Yeah, sure, I'd go with that, yeah.
Okay. Do you think that there's any Democrat serving in government that is just as violent as he is?
To be honest, I don't look too much into it all. I just am here because the question, how do you still support Trump?
How old are you?
24.
Okay. Well, I think that we're off to a bad start. If you're telling me here that, sure, the president I support is violent and reckless and all these things, there's no Democrat in the totality of our government that's as violent and reckless as him. I mean, in virtue of that fact, you probably shouldn't support him as president. That's a good rule of thumb, right?
I just think sometimes, maybe not, hurtful violence is bad, but, there's also verbal violence, some things, can be twisted and stuff like that. I think I like watching you because you are like my source of the other side. I don't hate you. I think you're a pretty cool guy, to be honest. I support some things you say. Some things I support he says,
Okay. Well, let's hear it. Why do you support Trump?
I think for me, because, I work and I make my money, I support the things he has done for me. I mean, same with Biden. He made me money too. I just had the 2 candidates, well, the 3, and I chose.
So how does Trump make you money? In a failing economy where real median wage growth is going down, people are getting laid off, unemployment's at a 5-year high. We haven't added any net jobs to the economy in the last 6 months. Last year, we had the most manufacturing bankruptcies since the Great Recession. How is he making you money?
I work for the government.
What do you do in the government?
I am in one of the services.
Okay, so you serve in the military.
Correct. So I make money.
I mean, you guys seem to be on a pretty appropriate standard pay increase every couple years to keep up with inflation. Now the largest increases in military pay that we've seen were under Biden, but that wasn't because of Biden. That was once again because of inflation. This is a bipartisan issue that no one really seems to want to be too stingy on. Everybody likes to pay the military a little bit more.
Yeah, so I was.
So why does this make you support Trump?
Well, I mean, I was correct in saying so. I was correct in saying so that I make money off of him. So
okay, so you're basically saying that he bought your vote. He bought your support.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying, every president gives us a raise.
So you just support every president?
Just said. I mean, why not?
Okay, well, because of the oath that you took to uphold the Constitution from enemies, foreign and domestic.
And
He's
domestic,
a domestic
yeah.
enemy to the Constitution. That's why you shouldn't support him. You like literally, you took an oath to not support people like Trump. He's called for the termination
that's
of the
an opinion,
Constitution.
correct?
No, well, it's an opinion based on circumstantial, undeniable facts. So it's an opinion that I could prove, in other words. He's called for the termination of the Constitution. He did that on Truth Social in December of 2022. On his 100-day interview with ABC, he told them that he doesn't even know if he has to hold by the Constitution. He's infringed on the first, or threatened/infringed on the first, second, fourth, fifth, 10th, 14th, and 22nd Amendment. He's threatened to infringe on the first article, the second article. I mean, he's just a complete tyrannical mess. Clearly, because you took an oath to uphold the Constitution from domestic enemies, you should never be a Trump supporter in your life.
Okay, I mean, I'm glad you feel that way. I'm glad you're able to speak your mind on that.
Why do you disagree?
I just had the two candidates, and I chose one.
But I'm asking you why you disagree, because in order for it to follow that you should still support Trump, it would have to be true that he's not a domestic threat to the Constitution, right? Like, can we agree that if Trump was a domestic threat to the Constitution, you wouldn't support him?
Yeah, but I don't think he is. And
Okay,
the reason
but I just gave you an
support him-
argument that he is. So could you please respond to the argument I gave you that he is a domestic threat to the Constitution? What are your thoughts on everything I just laid out?
To be honest, you're speaking pretty fast. You know, I'm a good listener, but holy schmoly.
I'll slow down.
But
It's fine.
I support him because he is the president, and I kind of.
Well, 1 second. I'll
have
slow
to.
down.
I have to support the president.
Let me give you the argument again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And by the way, no, the military, the American military was created because we're not forced to support our leaders.
No. I
You
mean, as in, like,
you fuckers were created, okay, to kill the monarchs. Like, come on, our leaders at the time. So no,
Yeah,
you
no, I
don't
mean,
have
as
to
in, like,
support the president.
we
But
can't speak poorly on the president.
Okay, all right, the Hatch Act, that's true. Well, you actually just can't give any partisan opinion whatsoever.
Exactly. So I can't,
duty.
Theoretically, I can't be like, I hate the president. He's this. He's this. He's that.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that you have to support him.
I just choose to.
Okay, yeah, and I'm saying that you shouldn't choose to. He's a domestic threat to the Constitution because he's, once again, threatened to infringe or actually infringed the First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, 10th Amendment, 14th Amendment, 22nd Amendment, First Article, and Second Article. Okay, he purported the largest threat to our democracy since the Civil War with attempted coup in 2020, J6 and all of that. Okay, he called for the termination of all the rules, regulations, and articles, even those in the Constitution explicitly in a Truth Social post in December of 2022. Okay, and a 100-day.
He wasn't the
interview,
president in
told him-
2022, was he?
Yeah, you don't need to be the president to be a domestic threat to the Constitution, my friend.
Okay, I was just making sure we're tracking.
Okay, so these are all the reasons why he's a domestic threat to the Constitution.
So he threatened these things, you're saying?
He either said or did everything that I just listed.
Yeah, but you started with he threatened all these, like, articles, and
Yes.
so let me ask you, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I assume with your status, you probably get kind of threatened in your DMs. I mean, same goes with, words have meanings, yes, but not every word should mean something to you. So if he threatens some things, that's kind of, in the police force, threats are kind of made not to, actually threaten you, but to kind of scare you into coercing. It's a leverage tactic.
So he's threatening the Constitution to get the Constitution to do what he wants? What? That doesn't make sense.
I mean, I'm not linking them together, but I'm just saying, sometimes you got to threaten things.
So
like
wait,
how
there's
you
no
said,
relevance of what you're saying to the argument against the notion that I suggested that Donald Trump is a domestic threat to the Constitution because you're quote-unquote not linking things together? Okay, so therefore everything you said is irrelevant.
I just don't think he is.
Okay, well I gave you good reason why he is. How do you dispute the good reason I gave you?
I just don't believe it.
Oh, okay, so just the feelings in your tum-tum then?
Yeah, my tum-tum. I mean, you have a tum-tum. You have feelings against people.
Yeah,
correct?
I bet. See, the thing is I have fact, you have feelings. So I think by default we kind of see who's right and who's wrong.
I mean, yeah, I feel like the fact and feeling thing could go hand in hand with transgenders,
Oh, yes. So when you lose a debate, you start talking about trans people. I get it.
No, I'm just.
I mean, I wouldn't personally do that if I lost a debate, but that's what a lot of Trump supporters do. We see it from you guys all the time.
Well, I don't see a debate as a win-lose. I see it as you're a human, I'm a human. We're just having a conversation.
What you lost about was tracking reality, because it's a fact of reality that Trump is a threat
I don't
to the
see it as a
Constitution because
win-lose.
he has intentionally infringed on the Constitution. Duh.
It's not a win-lose to me. It's just
if
a
Biden literally
conversation.
called for the termination of the Constitution, would Biden be a threat to the Constitution?
If he actually did it, correct, yes.
Wait. So if Biden, said that we need to terminate the Constitution and then turn around...
If he could get that sentence out, yes.
Okay, so if he said that, then he'd be a threat.
If he could.
Okay, so therefore Donald Trump is a threat to the Constitution because for the 4th time on Truth Social in December of 2022, he said that we need to terminate all the rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution.
I'm sorry, what? I had to sneeze.
Oh, for the 5th time.
Yep.
Therefore, Donald Trump is a domestic threat to the Constitution because in December of 2022, he called for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those in the Constitution.
I mean, to you, yeah, that's how you feel.
No, that's what he said.
Yeah, and if you took that and you feel that way, that's on you, yeah.
Okay, well, we're just literally reading his words. So how do you interpret those words?
His words are...
That we need to terminate all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution.
I think he's a great comedian, great guy.
Oh, so you think he was joking?
Maybe he had those feelings in his tum-tum that I
So what's the evidence he was joking?
What's the evidence he wasn't?
Okay, well, you'd have to prove
Ask
the
him.
claim because you're positing it as an affirmative.
I mean, yeah, you'd have to prove your claim that he isn't joking, correct?
No, because you're the one making the claim that he's joking.
And you're the one making the claim that he isn't?
The evidence that he's not joking is because inside of the statement
Did he do it?
that he called for the termination of the Constitution,
Did he do
said
it?
he's doing this because the outcome
Did
of
he
the
do
2020
it?
election and the fact that he thought it was rigged. Okay,
Did he do
and we
it?
know that he's not joking about his thoughts on the 2020
Did he do
election.
it?
Therefore, we know this statement isn't a joke in turn. There you go. I just proved that he wasn't joking, jackass. Fucking dense asshole. Go ahead, respond. Now that I've proven you that it wasn't a joke, what's next? This did he do it question? Well, I mean, you told me that if
Somebody
Biden
muted
even
me. One of your
said
mods muted
that
me. I was trying to talk.
we need to terminate the Constitution, that he'd be a threat to the Constitution, and then you accepted that if Donald Trump said that we need to terminate the Constitution, then Trump would be a threat to the Constitution. So then I gave you a quote of Donald Trump saying that we need to terminate the Constitution. Then you said, "Oh, Dean, could you prove he wasn't joking?" So then I proved he wasn't joking, and now you're shifting the goalpost back to him actually
did he
doing
do
it,
it?
even though you accepted just 30 seconds ago that he wouldn't actually have to do it in order for you to accept them as a threat to the Constitution.
Did he do it?
Did Biden do it when you said that you'd call Biden a threat to the Constitution? No. You said if Biden just said that we should terminate the Constitution, then he'd be a threat,
Correct.
regardless
Now
if he
you
did it
see-
or not.
You see both points of views. If I say, yeah.
So no,
Biden
respond to
would
that.
be-
Respond to that. You said that Biden just needs to call for the termination of the Constitution, regardless if he does it or not, in order for him to be a threat to it. Right?
Yeah, that's the feelings in my tum-tum. If he said it, I have those feelings, and because Trump said it, you have those feelings.
Okay. So why do you hold a different standard for Biden than you do for Trump?
Because Biden's not my president.
Okay. So Biden's not your president.
No.
So therefore, you hold a different standard. So when Biden was
Yes.
president, if he called for the explicit termination of the Constitution, said that we need to get rid of it and he needs to be king now, then you'd still support Trump as president. Biden as president because Biden was the president at the time.
Correct.
Okay, exactly. And that just explains why you're a despicable POS. You're not a patriot. I don't know why the hell you're in the military. You just told us that you'd still support the president if they explicitly said that we need to terminate the Constitution and they need to be king now. You're embarrassing.
What the? That's not nice.
Sucks to suck, dude. Sky's blue.
Hey, do you know why it's blue?
Well, I don't know. I bet you don't know why it's blue because you need a brain to know why things are the way they are.
No,
You
it's the
certainly don't
feeling
have
in
a
my
nose.
tum-tum that makes it blue.
Right. So are you just now resulting down to trolling because you lost?
No, I tried to tell you, but I got muted. I think one of your mods muted me. I don't see this as like a win-lose thing. I think that division comes when people stop talking. After this, I'm still going to watch your videos. I still think you're a pretty cool guy.
So even though I completely
yeah, I'll
broke
shut
your
up.
brain and
I'll shut
just
up.
destroyed like your contortion of reality, and I proved to you in your own words with your own beliefs why Donald Trump is somebody that you shouldn't support, you're still going to support him and you don't care.
Can I continue what I was saying?
I don't know. Can you? Are you capable of continuing what you were saying?
Yeah, I just stopped talking when somebody else talks. It's out of respect.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Where was I?
I don't know. You're in the middle of telling us how you're brainless pawn.
Yeah, no, I just
So go ahead. Continue to tell us how you're brainless pawn.
No, I just don't think it's a win-lose thing. I think, you have your feelings, I have mine.
Is it more of like a ba thing, like a sheep, because that's what you are?
No, can I get my whole
Can I get a good ba from you? Can I get a good ba? Because you're sheep. Can I get that?
Out?
Well, can I get a good ba?
Okay, I'll just get my sentence out.
Well, can I get a good ba?
I just don't think it's a win-lose thing. I think it's more of a, you have your opinion, I have mine, and yeah, we don't have to see eye and eye. At the end of the day, I'm a human, you're a human. If I were to walk by you, hey man, what's up?
Okay,
you would never know that I have a different feeling. You'd probably be like, hey, what's up, man? And then continue on with your day. You would forget me in 5 minutes, correct?
Listen, what I'm arguing here
Correct.
isn't that if you saw me on the street, you would assault me and be a meanie head.
No,
what I'm arguing
you asked me if I support Trump. I told
what I'm arguing here is that you're a brainless pawn, a literal sheep. The reason why you're a brainless pawn, a literal sheep, once again, still waiting on the ball from you, you should give us your best rendition, is because you told us that you wouldn't support Trump if he was a domestic threat to the Constitution. I mean, you literally took an oath for that. You're in the military. And then I proved to you that Donald Trump was a domestic threat to the Constitution in accordance with your own values and norms. Like, I literally asked you if Biden did the thing that Trump has done that I've been able to prove. Would Biden be a domestic threat to the Constitution? You said yes, but now it's different for Trump. And then you even said that if, Donald Trump said that he literally wants to be king, we need to eradicate the Constitution now, and he needs to be a monarch, that you'd still support him. Okay, that's why you're a brainless pawn and an absolute sheep. You should be embarrassed, dude. And by the way, I don't know why you're fighting tooth and nail to defend these views. You could change your mind. I feel like so many people that join my live on a daily basis forget that silly little fact, that one little thing. You have the ability to stop being this way. You have the ability to start caring about your neighbors. You have the ability to start caring about this country. You have the ability to be better, but you just won't. And God, what I want is I want somebody much smarter than me, much, better educated than me, to do an academic study about why people like this guest are the way they are. What leads a human brain to function in this manner, where they will fight tooth and nail to defend the clear absurdities that led this guy to literally arguing that not because of fact, reason, and logic, but rather because of their own emotion. Literally, he said, he cited it, the feelings in his tum-tum, that he can't change his mind. Is it the ego? Is it cognitive dissonance? What is it?
Congrats on 1 million likes. I'll say that
That's
first.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Yep. End of the day, you're still human. I still like you. You're still a pretty cool guy.
Once again, I appreciate your kindness. I'm not saying that you're being rude to me. Okay.
I know. I just feel like a lot of people hop on here and you feel like you have to defend yourself. I'm a pretty cool guy,
But listen, being nice doesn't mean you have a brain. I want you to respond to the.
Are you saying I don't have a brain?
I'm saying that you're not using your brain.
I just think I'm using mine differently, and we don't see eye and eye. Perfectly fine.
Then okay, prove that you're using your brain by giving a legitimately reasonable argument for why you would still support the president if they came out and they said that they are going to be king, they're going to be a monarch, they're going to get rid of the Constitution, and we're going back to kingship.
Well, does he say it or does he do it?
Says it and tries to do it, but fails.
Oh, tries and doesn't fails? Oh, what a loser, We can't support a loser, right?
Okay, so because Donald Trump tried to install himself for a second term in 2020 and failed because Mike Pence wouldn't ratify the fake votes, he's a loser, therefore you shouldn't support him?
Well, no, he won again, so he's a winner.
Oh, okay. So, but the thing is
you
that
can
he
be
lost
a winner
in the
and a
goal of
loser.
trying to install himself for a second term.
Yeah, you can be a winner and a loser.
How many continents are there?
7.
Okay. Well, I think that you're a condescending asshole, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Wait.
Let's move on to the next guest. Just what a condescending asshole. Like this is the best that MAGA has, everybody. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. When the brains break, the ego gets in the way, and don't be misled by the false niceties.
Hello.
Don't be misled by the false niceties, everybody. Oh, Dean, congrats on 1 million likes, Dean. Don't be misled by the false niceties, everyone. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. So I'm going to get straight to the point. Basically,
before you do,
my
do
sister,
you mind if I ask you how old you are?
I'm 38.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So basically, I just want to come on here and tell you that my sister is in love with you and that Tony mogs you every day. And for one, tell Parker to stop being a bitch to me because I go on his live one time, and every time I get on there, he wants to be so rude for no reason.
Okay. That wasn't that wasn't an argument for why they supported Trump. So I kick them. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. Please do. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. Do you support Trump?
Hello. Yes, I do.
Why are you faking a southern accent?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm from New York, but I like it. Please.
No. We got Reem loaded up into the box. Do you support Trump?
It's like $60.
Hello? Nope, they're not here. Only up inside of that queue if you're an American adult that supports Trump, you guys. If you know, you know. We're just looking for some debates, everybody. So please do follow those rules. Me and my moderation team, we're going to be taking a look at that queue, and we're going to be removing people from it that are clearly not actually Trump supporters. So please do try your very, very best to abide by and follow those rules, please and thank you. Please and thank you. I'd really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. If you want to support me, if you want to support the stream, you can find the Venmo and the PayPal and the link tree in the bio on TikTok, pin message on YT, top of the phone screen with the handle as well. Thank you guys all so much for the love. Good way to support me in the stream. Good way to support me in the stream. Let's go to get that next guest, Aaron Williams, loaded up into the box. Hey, Narcissa, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat, who says, I'm sorry I insulted your interview a while ago. It was wrong and petty. Oh, I remember you. Yeah, I got done talking to the governor of Kentucky, and then you were like, rude about it. I appreciate you for the apology, Narcissa. Very kind of you.
Twitch streams.
Okay. Goodbye. Oh, is the fetus still here? The fetus is still here. Moving on to the next guest, you guys. Only up inside of the queue of your MAGA, please, and thank you. Dude, over on PayPal, thank you so much. Carla, thank you so much, Carla, for the $25 donation. I appreciate you so much for the love. Let's get 250 Carla W's. Carla with the 25 just says GIF. Appreciate you for the kindness. Thank you for supporting what we do here, Carla. Same thing to Annika. Thank you for the $20 as well. Shout some love to Carla and Annika. By the way, very interesting spelling on Annika. That is A-N-N-I-C-A. I honestly could be mispronouncing it. Annika with the $20 says, hey, Dean, keep up the great work. You are amazing. Big fan here in Sweden. Love from Annika. Well, love to you. Love to Sweden. I wish I could check out Sweden one day. I'd love to. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for supporting what we do. Show some love to Annika down below in that chat. Same thing from SJ. Thank you for the $10. Thank you so much, SJ. Show some love to SJ down below in that chat. No worries at all. Same thing to Cami. Thank you for the $14 donation on PayPal. He says, watch your speech at least 5 times today. It was great. Oh, thank you, Cami. I put a lot of thought into that one, you guys. I spent a while trying to really hone it in and make it perfect. Thank you so much for the love and support. Show some love to Cami down below. And then Teresa, thank you for the $2. Shout out to you in the Czech Republic. Do you support Trump?
Dean Moggs.
Okay. Fetus, guys, we're going to start going hard on the trolls, everybody. Take a good look at the rules there on your phone screen. Got to be 18 plus, American and MAGA. If you're not, you will be banned. You will be banned. You will be banned. So make sure that you're following those rules. Come on, guys. You know better. You know better. Quite frankly, you know better. I mean, dude, there's like a shit ton of people spamming Trump, 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 Trump in that comment section. But none of them are actually joining up. Somebody in my chat named Wyatt says that he's pro-Trump MAGA in that chat. Wyatt's bio says, I like riding horses and killing deer. By the way, Wyatt, I thought I'd just let you know. Deer is spelled with 2 E's, not 1. This bio says D-E-R. Thought I'd help you out there, my friend. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. We got Miss Misery loading in. How do you support Trump, Miss Misery?
I couldn't hear you. What?
Are you MAGA?
Yeah.
How old are you?
27.
Okay, Miss Misery. Why do you support Trump?
Do you promise to take me seriously?
I promise to treat you seriously, given that like you're actually a Trump supporter.
I think he's the worst thing for the country, and that's why I support him.
Okay, yeah, so you're an accelerationist. The accelerationist worldview is just despicable because it's arguing that Trump should be president, not because you think he's done good things, but because you know he's done bad things. So you're arguing that it's actually like a good thing that 174 girls got killed in an Iranian elementary school. That it's a good thing that Alex Preddy, Renee Good, and Keith Porter got executed by ICE agents. It's a good thing that 16 million children were left to starve by Trump after he refused to give them food stamp funding illegally, by the way. It's a good thing that immigrants and black and brown people are getting systemically racially profiled, arrested, then deported with no due process to be tortured in another country. Regardless of what you think your intentions are in holding to these views, they're very, very, very immoral. And I feel like this is maybe why some people will say that good intentions pave the path to hell. And they certainly have in your circumstance.
Can I explain?
Can you respond to everything I just said?
No, I hear where you're coming from. I understand that you have that view.
Okay.
I just disagree.
Okay. So you think it's
Can I
a bad...
explain?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Okay, so with how the world is right now, with how the patriarchy is, with rapists going free, rapists, I guess that's the thing you have to say now, going free with, like, everything horrible happening with the entire world, with famine and torture that's being completely, like, excused, and this is what runs the entire world. Why don't we deserve this by voting this in?
Tina, thank you so much for the Viking hammers. So you're arguing that the rape victims deserve to have their rapists roam free?
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, then who deserves it? Who deserves what?
The planet should explode.
Wait. I need to ask you a very specific question here. Who deserves what?
I think the entire human race should explode.
Okay.
I think that, like, nuclear warfare should happen because we don't deserve to be alive.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I could change your mind. Should be easy. Was Hitler bad?
Hitler was bad, and we just elected one.
Would you ever want to be like Hitler?
Why would I want to be like Hitler?
Okay, so you don't want to be like Hitler.
No.
Okay. Well, when you say you want everybody to die, you are being like Hitler.
Well, see, I disagree with that, because I don't want to cause it. I just think that this is what we deserve.
Okay. So then you want to be like a Nazi that agrees people should die. Would you ever want to be like a Nazi?
I want the entire planet to die.
Check this out. Check this out. Would you ever want to be like a Nazi?
I'm sorry, my fiance won't stop fucking with me.
Do you want your fiance to die?
I mean, sometimes if I'm being real.
No, don't make a joke. I'm being honest. Like, legitimately, do you want your fiance to die?
I mean, like, if it meant everybody, yeah.
Okay. What I'd recommend here, and I'm being serious, is please seek professional help. I'm not saying that
I'm an EMDR. I have to do that every single week because of the trauma I've been through.
Okay.
I have to do that every single week, re-traumatizing myself every Wednesday.
I understand. Thank you so much for joining our stream, and I hope that you have a good rest of your night. And take care. Have a good rest of your night, ma'am. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be a Trump supporter. Please do follow our rules. You have to be at least 18. You have to be MAGA, and you have to be American. Let's go to get that next guest, Joe, loading up into the box right now. Hello, Joe. Do you support Trump? Hello? All right, Joe's not here. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got the next guest. Their name is Dean Rants loading up into the box. Let's see if this is an evil Dean. How do you support Trump?
Hey, Roblox with me.
Okay, no. Goodbye. Yeah. Moving on to the next guest. Only up inside of that queue, guys, if you happen to be MAGA. Only up inside of that queue, guys, if you happen to be MAGA. I'd really appreciate it. Please and thank you. I'd really appreciate it. Please and thank you. Follow our rules. Follow our rules. You know what they are. How do you support Trump? It's just geometry dress guy. I'm actually going to start banning you. Listen, it's great and all, but we want some debate, so we're going to go ahead and take you out. Let's go to move on to the next guest, guys. Only up inside of that queue if you're MAGA. How do you support Trump?
Hi, Dean. I have a quick question. Please don't kick me.
Is this Fish Girl?
No, it's not.
You sound like Fish Girl, but...
I promise I'm not. Seriously.
Okay. If you want to ask a question, feel free to join the Discord, but right now we are just looking for MAGA. Hi, do you support Trump? Hello? No, he's not here either. Joe's back in the queue, even though we just got Joe up here and he didn't say a word. We'll also get Jesse loaded in. Guys, we're looking for anyone here, but not a lot of people want to talk.
Hello?
Hey, do you... Okay, which one was that?
It was Jesse,
Okay. All right. How old are you?
19.
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay, Joe, do you support Trump? Joe's not here. Royce, do you support Trump? You're on mute, by the way. I just muted you because I was trying to...
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if you guys are both Trump supporters. I think that Jesse's
He can go
a troll.
first. I am.
No, I'm actually a Trump supporter. I'm 28 years old.
No, I'm a Trump supporter. But he can go first.
All right, I'm actually being serious. I don't know if she's trolling, but anyway.
I think that she might be.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, okay, let's do this, bro. How do you want to start this off? Give me your best argument.
Jesse, feel free to hop back inside of the queue. I'm willing to bring you up after. You know, we'll make sure that you're not a troll. Okay. All right. You shouldn't support Trump because he wants to re-envision the American identity as we know it. Law and order is not important to him. Human rights aren't important to him. Common decency is not important to him. And the Constitution's not important to him.
Sure, of all those things, let's pick your top one. Let's run it off that.
Well, I mean, I could kind of debate them all equally as well. Maybe common decency. I just think that his character is below that of the Oval Office. The fact that, like, he admitted to, like, sexually exploiting people, a court determined that he raped a woman, and I mean, other things depicting the Obamas as apes. I mean, there's about a billion examples and different various reasons why he's beneath the Oval. Oh, like, calling for the execution of sitting Democrats in Congress, that was crazy. Pick your poison.
Yeah, okay. All right, question for you. Do you think that somebody can cast a vote for someone while also disagreeing with some of their character flaws? Do you think these things are mutually exclusive?
I don't think in all scenarios they're mutually exclusive. I do think in some scenarios they are, though. Because I think that there are red lines that we should hold in all scenarios. Now, let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Are you telling us that you maybe, for instance, disagree with Donald Trump calling for the execution of Democrats in Congress?
Sure.
Can you name a Democrat who's done something equally as insane?
As you're saying in regard to execution?
Yeah.
Execution comment? Yeah.
Who?
The Democrats not standing for the actual person getting the actual Medal of Honor.
Okay.
Before you laugh, I'm curious. Would you
not standing is not equivalent to calling for somebody's execution?
Well, let me even be, when you don't stand for a person receiving the Medal of Honor, which is basically the highest form of actually like the most important medal you can possibly get, right? You would agree with that statement, right? It just showed that there is a actual gross misunderstanding, I guess, of what it is to even be American if you're a Democrat. Because if you can sit there as a collective and not stand for someone receiving that, it basically shows you're almost anti-American. My argument would be you're anti-American. Now, if you have an argument against my statement,
okay,
you can
so
give me
you're
that.
pivoting.
Well,
see, the thing is I don't mind like addressing your argument and proving it to be false, but it's definitely a pivot away from the question I asked you, because the question I asked you is, can you name any Democrat that serves in our government that has called for the execution of Republicans?
Oh, actually, the execution? No.
Okay. Can we agree that calling for somebody's execution is anti-American?
Well, it depends.
Basically, that's what it depends on?
Basically. I'd say sure. That could be seen as anti-American.
Okay, so you'd argue that both the Democrats and Trump are anti-American from your perspective?
I would say they have both have anti-American qualities, yes.
Okay, so if both have anti-American qualities, why do you support Trump?
Yeah, sure. Great question. Okay, well, it comes down to the options we had at our actually fingertips, right? So the problem is going to be this. I'll start very simply by saying Biden was running, correct? So Biden was there. He was running. The entire time, the Democratic Party, including yourself, was basically making a case for why Biden was a viable option. He was the better option, right? The problem is this.
The case that Biden was viable is that he was better than Trump.
Okay, great. So this is what you're saying the entire time, right?
Yes.
Then the problem is that at the very last minute, well, we'll call it the last minute, a couple months before, he drops out, right? Mm-hmm. Kamala Harris is then put in. Nobody had enough time to actually truly educate themselves or to see what she truly stood for. Now, you're going to say, well, she was the actual vice president for the entire time. Well, what did she do? She was the border czar, right? But she didn't do anything.
Okay.
So, I mean, like the problem is we didn't have much to go off of. So at that point in time, I mean, the problem is your argument is just going to be I'm a misogynist, right? You're gonna say because it's a woman.
Well, I'd only call you a misogynist if I think the reason why you didn't support Harris is because she's a woman. We haven't gotten there yet. The first thing I'll say here is, so just to clarify, your argument is that you support Trump as president because Biden dropped out of the race late, not giving Kamala Harris enough time to let the American people know who she is.
I would say so. Yes. Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to think of those. I want to make sure when I say it to you that I also just preface it by saying that.
So that has nothing to do with Trump's policies or what he's. Okay. Sounds good. So what I'll respond to this bit about Kamala Harris here.
Wait, sure, go ahead. Respond to that first.
Is that I agree she should have had more time. Like, clearly, I think that's just how you win an election, is having more than 100 days to campaign for said election. But there's still enough time to learn exactly who she was, what she stood for, and what she ran on. And that's clearly the case, because I knew exactly who she was, what she stood for, and what she ran on prior to the election by staying up to date with her website, her campaign, so on and so forth. Should there have been more time? Should Biden have dropped out sooner? Yes. But was there enough time to understand that she was a better candidate than Trump? Also yes. And is it honestly fucking crazy that you're going to sit here and tell me that the non-rapist was worse than the rapist, that the non-felon was worse than the felon, the person that hadn't called for the termination of the Constitution was better than the person that had, the person who ran on tax cuts for the average American compared to the person who wants to reduce their purchasing power, the person that ran on a respect for human rights compared to the person who doesn't, is worse? And that's actually the reason why you support Mr. Trump today, even though he's failing on all fronts, from social issues to the moral fabric of this nation, to upholding law and order, to breaking his promises, to destroying the economy, to breaking our allyships through the transatlantic, is insane.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I mean, so the thing is, again, so it kind of circles back to addressing everything you just said. It kind of does circle back to my initial statement when I came in. I asked you, do you believe someone can bypass the character and see someone as a better option, and also not agree with actually some of their character flaws? And you came back and basically said to me that, you came back and said that Kamala Harris, you had enough time to educate yourself that she is better than the adjudicated rapist, the person, obviously that is anti-constitutional, that's burning our actual, bridges with allies, things like that. Actually, now, here's the problem.
I'll let you finish speaking, but then I have a really good question for you.
Sure, and I was just going to basically say that the thing is that I also didn't mention that the actual idea is that Trump did have better policies, or at least plans for in regards to foreign relations, things like that. So I believe that also he has done what he says he's going to do. He's taking care of the situation with Iran. Okay, he has basically strengthened the border. But I'm not saying that Biden was in Iran. I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. But the Strait of Hormuz is still closed. But there's still bombs flying. We're actually now sending warships over there with thousands of American troops, but it's wrapped up. It's taken care of.
I mean, the word "wrapped up" is kind of isn't really quantifiable, at least in the sense that I'm saying it pretty much for the most part. I'm saying we are handling over there. Dean, they don't have an Air Force. They don't have a Navy. We've taken it all out. Okay, they have no way to actually.
So then, why is the Strait of Hormuz still closed, and why is Donald Trump begging our allies to send their warships to the Strait of Hormuz if we have it handled?
Okay, wait.
Doesn't the fact that Donald Trump is begging our allies to send their warships to Iran definitively refute the notion that we have it handled? Because if we have it handled, we want to be begging our allies to help us.
Well, I mean, to be clear, I want to answer this in a way where you don't say it's a pivot. Okay. The Strait of Hormuz is still closed, but I believe, I hope you would at least hold to this as well, that something had to have been done with Iran and their actual regime.
Yep, this is a pivot, because I want you to respond very directly to what I just said. If we had it handled, then why is the Strait of Hormuz still closed, and why would we be begging our allies to help us reopen it? If we had it handled, it would be open. And if we had it handled, we wouldn't be begging our allies to help us reopen it. If we had it handled, by the way, they also wouldn't have moved the scope of the operation from 3 days to 2 weeks to 4 weeks to 8 weeks to when I feel like it, quote unquote. None of these things would be true. Clearly, we don't have it handled. If we had it handled, the price of gas still wouldn't be up by over $1 on the gallon.
All right, so the Strait of Hormuz is still closed, but what does that have to do with us in terms of handling the
because it proves that we don't have it handled.
Wait, that doesn't prove that. Wait. When I'm saying the word handled, how do you think I'm talking? How do you think I'm using this? I'm just saying that we, for the most part, have actually neutralized a terrorist regime.
Oh, okay. So who's in power? One second. Who's in power in Iran?
Allah Ta'ala, the sun, right?
Oh, okay. So they're not neutralized because they're still in power.
Wait. We are working on it.
Do you know what the word? Okay, so now you're shifting the goalpost in like less than 10 seconds. 10 seconds ago, you said that we had neutralized them. Now, 10 seconds later, you're saying that we were working on neutralizing them. So which one is it?
So the neutralization, I guess you would say, is like it's a work in progress. All right.
Oh, okay.
But it's happening.
Okay. So then we don't have it handled because it's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. I think.
So then we don't have it handled.
Wait, I think that we are handling it to some extent. Would you agree with that?
No, because it's a work in progress. I'll explain to you how silly you sound. So let's imagine that I make a mess in my kitchen. Okay, sure. I cook dinner, I'm making pasta, I open up the red sauce to, I don't know, put some cheese in, warm it up, but oh my god, I spill it everywhere. The glass container of the pasta sauce breaks, it's on the counter, it's all over the sink, all over the dishes, all over the stovetop, on the floor, cat's licking it up, almost having a good time, and then my girlfriend calls me. Maybe she's sitting upstairs and she says, Dean, I just heard a loud noise, what was that? And I said, honey, I dropped the pasta sauce, but don't worry, I have it handled. And then my girlfriend hangs up the phone, walks downstairs, there's pasta sauce on the ceiling, on the floor, on the stovetop, on Momo. Momo's just covered in it, running around, screaming and meowing. Do you think my girlfriend would be happy with me because it's true I had it handled? Or do you think my girlfriend would be unhappy with me because it was not true I had it handled?
I think she'd be unhappy, but she'd know you did the best you could.
Okay. So now we've reduced ourselves down to saying that no, Trump does not have it handled, but he's doing the best he could.
Okay, yeah, he's doing the best he can. All right, well, listen, okay, at least he's doing something, though. I know I'm changing the goalpost here. Now I'm saying he's doing something. Listen, I'm not shifting the goalpost too much. I'm just saying, do you at least hold the position that something needed to be done? I know you said it was a pivot before. I answered your question. The Strait of Hormuz is still closed. What's your stance on that with Iran?
Okay. Well, listen, I think that we could agree that something needs to be done. I was a big fan of the JCPOA, the denuclearization agreement we had with them. I think maybe that something would have been the reintroduction of the JCPOA. Beyond that extent, I don't know because I'm not a geopolitical expert. But we could also simultaneously agree that the thing that should have been done is more war in the Middle East because of how that's played out historically.
Yeah, I think boots in the ground especially. I'd be completely against that. I think that, you're 100% right. But I think that in regards to, using the Air Force and things like that is, I think, a safe alternative. I think that.
No, I think that's. Oh, I don't think that's a safe alternative at all. What happened when we removed the boots on the ground in Afghanistan?
Yeah, a lot of people got. Well, first of all, we left all of our helicopters behind, but a lot of stuff.
That's not true. That's another claim, though. It's a pivot. So, what happened when we, left the boots on the ground in Afghanistan? We got out of there. What happened to Afghanistan?
It basically was destabilized.
A power vacuum regime change by the Taliban, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is that we need to bomb them into a power vacuum, and then the area needs to be destabilized just to create another regime change of a more authoritarian coup, right?
Well, I mean, okay, yeah. When you word it like that, I mean, it doesn't play. It plays out almost the same every single time. It almost is impossible to some extent to do regime change, especially in the Middle East. Okay, because they have a multi-layered system of people that will just take the place after the next one.
Right. So that's actually true, right? You're right. But the thing is if we were like that needle in the haystack here, Trump was awesome and great and excellent and super cool, and he was a needle in the haystack that was actually able to do the regime change in the Middle East, then I don't think that we would have seen everything going as terribly as it has already. Like, we wouldn't see him begging our allies to reopen the strait. We wouldn't see him lying about the reason why he wants to go to war in the first place. We wouldn't see him breaking campaign promises. If he was going to be the needle in the haystack that got the regime change in the Middle East done effectively for the first time ever, when the neocons in Congress have been wrong about every foreign policy decision they've made in the Middle East for the last 70 years, then we wouldn't already be looking at this cornucopia of failures just from the last month.
I mean, okay, so there are valid points, man. But again, it's just one of those things too, where it's like, you said it was a JC. What was it called? The JCPA, I believe it was. Was it the denuclearization program? Yeah, JCPOA. Yeah, that was what Trump took it. Basically, got rid of that. Yeah, but the thing is that with that, so I mean, it's a tricky situation too, because they were enriching uranium to some extent. We know that
to a legal extent, yes.
To a legal extent, but the problem
to an
is
extent
that
allowed by the JCPOA.
That's the reason we had to get out of the JCPOA though, because it was basically allowing them to just like utilize like a threshold theory on what they were doing. So
no, because the threshold was infinitely smaller than that in which would be required to enrich uranium to the extent to produce nuclear weapons.
Wait, but they were enriching. Wait, just to be clear, when you're saying they were enriching it to the legal extent, what
very
do you
low
mean?
extent. I think it was like 3% enrichment that was allowed, like just what would be required for like modern medicine technology, like MRIs, X-rays, so on and so forth.
But okay, to be clear, the intel we had that they were doing otherwise, where did that come from?
No. We do not have intel that they were doing otherwise while we were in the JCPOA. Thank you.
I believe we did.
No.
Okay, wait.
When Donald Trump left the JCPOA, there's literally no intel to suggest that they were enriching uranium while we were in it.
Okay, I believe when he left it, I thought he left it because it was basically made in a way where it was actually allowing them to get very close to making it, but not just close enough.
No, that's not what the IAEA says. The IAEA says the opposite, that they actually were not anywhere close to nuclear weapons. They were abiding by the agreement set forth. They were no nuclear threat.
I don't know. I'm going to have to look into the actual agreement that was made again because I don't know if that's actually accurate. I believe that there was some evidence we have that they were.
How many times have you been up here?
Me?
Yeah.
First time, second time, I believe. You got brought up one time in the past.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. I think that you've been up here many times before, but go ahead.
No, I've been up here twice. Anyway, yeah, it was pretty much just that, man. Like I said, I just wanted to say that, and then, yeah.
So do you support Trump still?
Yeah.
Why?
Again, I already told you why. Like I said, there's numerous things we could talk about. I just don't want to go into.
What's the biggest reason why you support Trump?
I think Trump just supports things that align with my moral compass.
Like what?
Just his views on, first of all, he is I would say he's Christian.
Kamala Harris was Baptist.
Wait, he also is. Again, there's other things, just like he's
I want the biggest one. Do you want to debate the claim that he's Christian?
I'm just trolling, bro. Yeah, anyway, yeah, let's do it. Go ahead.
So no, because now you're saying that you're just trolling. I want you to tell me the biggest reason why you support Trump.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so basically, he's against basically all the things that I hold like against my moral compass. Basically, the points towards.
Be specific. Name the biggest one.
I'm going to say abortion, number one. I'm going to say that he's basically... So I don't want to debate abortion, though. It's going to be a long conversation.
Okay, so you don't want to... Okay. So name the biggest thing that you want to debate? Because this is a debate live?
Well, I've heard you do abortion before. It just goes on forever and ever. So
what's the biggest reason why you support Trump that you want to debate?
Let me think of my best one. Let's do border, man.
Okay, so you support Trump because of his management of the border?
I'll beat you on the border all day long, dude.
So that's the biggest reason why you support Trump?
I would say top three, yeah. I believe it's everyone's top three.
So what has Trump done for the border?
Absolutely. He's secured to a point where basically we are more safe as a country. We're getting rid of basically potential sleeper cells. We're getting people out of the country that aren't documented, that you would say they are documented. You wouldn't consider them illegal.
Do you think that we should stop tourism?
To some extent, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. To what extent?
Yeah, sure. So I think that we need to be vetting people a lot better. So there you go.
How so?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the problem is that of the actual southern border, the actual vetting process is inferior because the problem is Mexico doesn't report their actual crime. So if they're not reporting their crime, how can you vet someone who hasn't been actually... So let me put it to you this way. In Mexico, 96% of the crime goes unreported. You know that? Even the murders, okay? So how do you vet someone coming into the country if the crime is going unreported in the country? You don't. Well, you can't do it.
I'm asking you for an explanation of your view. Like,
yeah,
what,
sure.
What kind of vetting process do we need for tourists that we don't have?
Oh, okay. Ignore the actual tourist comment. I don't care about tourism, okay? Let it happen.
Well,
I don't care.
It's relevant. Okay, so you don't want to restrict tourism?
You don't have to, no, not restrict it. No.
Okay, well, can tourists be potential sleeper cells?
Can tourists lead to that?
Yeah, could tourists be potential sleeper cells?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so just they could potentially be sleeper cells argument doesn't justify removing people from the country.
Okay, wait. Would you say that it would be a, let's say that we have a stronger vetting process for people coming from the Middle East? Would you be okay with that?
I'm not okay with a stronger vetting process for one group of people coming from one place. I think we should just have a stronger vetting process altogether for everyone from everywhere.
Sure. Okay.
But
so
now I want to clarify here that you seem to be running away from my argument here, because you agreed that we should have immigration into America. We shouldn't restrict it, even though they could potentially be these sleeper cells. So therefore, you concede that the argument, the very lazy argument, by the way, that we need to prevent somebody from entering or we need to remove them from the country now, because they could potentially be a sleeper cell, is ineffective and incorrect. Nobody minds removing people from the country, deporting them, okay, if we have good reason to believe they are a sleeper cell. But merely just suggesting that somebody could be a sleeper cell with no good reason, okay, is a baseless claim that ought not be used to justify the removal of anybody from the country or the prevention of anybody from entering the country.
No, I'm okay with that statement. I think you're just like misrepresenting what I even said, though. I'm confused.
Well, I mean, you said that the great thing about Trump's mass deportation is that we're removing a bunch of people that could be sleeper cells.
I said we're removing people who came into the country illegally, okay? Who there's been no vetting done on them whatsoever.
But you said the good reason why was because they could be sleeper cells. So now you're shifting the position to saying that we're removing them because there's been no vetting done whatsoever. So then how about we just do the vetting? Okay, and if we do the vetting, and then we conclude that they're bad people, violent criminals, throw them in jail or deport them. But if they're not violent criminals or guilty of super bad crimes, just let them stay. Let them be residents. Let them be citizens. It's so much more beneficial to us. It's so much more beneficial to them.
And your statement to the people that are trying to actually follow the actual legal procedure and the protocols to get into the country, just fuck them, or what?
Well, actually, no, it's not fuck them. It's help them too, because now they're going to be coming into a country that's better off for them too.
I'm just confused. How can your position on this is essentially be, I mean, well, let's just boil this down to as simply as let them come in, make sure they're actually good, and just let them stay. No, you don't come into the country illegally.
No. It's not let them come in. Okay, it's let them stay now that they are in. The reason why we've had so much undocumented entry in the first place is because we, America, have neglected the legal means of entry into this country, have made them so expensive, have made them so slow. What we need to do is completely reframe the legal means of entry into this country, make it as accessible and fast as possible for everyone who qualifies, so then we don't have this major incentive for undocumented entry. Now, tell me, what is the negative outcome, the quantifiable negative outcome of offering a pathway to residency or citizenship for the undocumented immigrants that are here and not guilty of heinous crimes? What is it? What is a quantifiable negative outcome?
Yeah, I'm going to say, the negative outcome? Or
listen to my words very specifically.
Quantifiable
what is the quantifiable negative outcome?
If the person, I would say that for the people that came into the country, there wouldn't be a negative outcome for trying to offer them a pathway if they're not violent offenders. But I never said anything about every single person needs to be out of the country. When did I ever make that statement, Dean?
Oh, by saying that you support Trump's immigration policy. You said that's top three. Now here's the zinger. So you just told me that you are not able to identify any quantifiable negative outcome of offering nonviolent undocumented immigrants a pathway to residency or citizenship. So why don't you support offering undocumented immigrants that are nonviolent a pathway to residency or citizenship, given that we can't identify a quantifiable negative outcome, and we can identify a cornucopia of quantifiable positive outcomes, like an increase of real median wages, an increase of economic production and productivity, more workers in the labor force, higher wages for everybody, a $14.3 trillion surplus in 30 years. Why isn't this something you support?
Okay. Trying to think of how to address again. So
I gotcha on the quantifiable negative outcome question. I gotcha. You're cooked.
Yeah. Wait, bro. No, I'm laughing because yes, the question you're asking, I have no issue with that. I mean, like logically, it kind of just makes sense. Okay. Now, but that wasn't the argument I made, though, man. That's not what I'm saying. So I have no problem with offering an actual pathway to citizenship for people who are non-offending criminals. But
who are the only politicians?
Dude, let me finish my statement. Dude.
I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Okay, so man, what I said in the beginning was that I support him basically strengthening our border and getting people out of the country. I said that could be sleeper cells, that could be dangerous to our country. I didn't say I wanted everyone gone, maybe another pathway to citizenship. I didn't say that.
Okay, then you shouldn't support Trump. You shouldn't. Why? Because he likes to focus on all of the undocumented immigrants in this country, regardless if they're a violent criminal, or an unaccompanied minor. I mean, fuck, he'll even focus on the legal immigrants, okay, like asylum seekers. And on top of that, he'll focus on citizens because now his stupid racist ass has directed the DHS to try to identify undocumented immigrants if they're black or brown or speak English with a Hispanic accent. And this is clearly wrong for so many reasons, like the fact that racial profiling is immoral. But in the scope of the conversation that we're having right now about the identification of the undocumented immigrants who ought be deported, those with violent crimes on their record, it makes it so much harder to do so effectively when the scope of our efforts are not just those with the violent records, with the violent crimes on their records, but it's fucking everybody and anyone, black and brown people. Like how, like specifically indexed to the scope of what is the most effective way to get undocumented immigrants with violent crimes on the record out of the country or thrown in jail. What is more pragmatically effective? To be telling our ICE agents to detain people because they're black and brown, and if they're an asylum seeker, then spend money on deporting them to Mexico. If they're an unaccompanied minor, spend money on deporting people to fucking Uganda. I think he's actually been doing that. You know, if they're an undocumented immigrant with no criminal record whatsoever and they've been here for 45 years constructing a better life for them and their children, paying taxes too, spend money on holding them in a detention center, you know, also deporting them elsewhere. Or now that we have this prerogative in mind of wanting to disproportionately focus on those with bad crimes on their records, going after them, spending our money on resources to target and identify those with the bad crimes on their records. And, you know, for black and brown people, leave them the fuck alone. Don't let ICE agents racially profile them. For asylum seekers, leave them a fuck alone. You know, let them do their thing. Let them work through the court process. For the undocumented immigrants that have been here and they don't have any bad crimes on their records, leave them the fuck alone. Go focus on the violent people and then give everybody else a pathway to residency or citizenship.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like, yeah, so a valid point. So, like, I'll just say this, is I have DoorDash, just got delivery on some Wingstop. I'll say this in response to it. Yeah, I think that you asked a question about what's more pragmatic. I would just say, okay, yeah, like, let's just say I agree with that. The alternative is what, though? The alternative would be, you know, Kamala Harris, but when she was in charge of the border, she basically, remember what happened in Texas?
Okay, so actually, guess what? The policy that I just described, who's running on it? Progressives or MAGA? So you're going to be voting progressive? Sunshine, thank you for the galaxy.
We'll see for the next one, yeah?
Okay. So now we've gotten you to a point where you're arguing that you support Trump today, but you're likely going to vote for progressives and for a progressive candidate, given that they're further left than the Democratic Party, and more so endorse mass amnesty to a higher extent in 2028.
Essentially, yes.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
All right, Dean, I appreciate the time, man. It's a good debate. Your hair looks nice, dude. But yeah, I guess I have to get going. I have wings here and stuff.
Okay. Enjoy your Wingstop. Wingstop's fire.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Love you. Bye.
Love you's crazy. Have a good one. You know what? I feel like if I talked to that guy for longer, I could have changed his mind. I think that guy was willing to concede on points that were like clearly proven to be false. I think if he was up here for longer, I really could have changed his mind. Do you support Trump?
Stop.
Natalie's not here. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. Only hop inside of that queue of your MAGA, please, and thank you. We got Rob loading up. Couple of people to thank. Dude, I don't even need to click on your name to know who you are. Mr. Disgusted Veteran, thank you so very much for the $50 over on Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love, man. That is crazy. That is so much money. Thank you so much for the support. I want to see 500 Veteran W's down below in that comment section right the fuck now. Veteran with a 50 says, consider using this donation for a spa day for you and your lady. You look like MAGA is draining your life force a bit. This boomer respects your dedication, sir. Well, thank you. I will happily use that on a spa day for me and my lady. In fact, she might even hear me right now because the office door is open. Thank you so much for the love. And by the way, you know, I don't know. MAGA's not draining my life force. I'm just really tired. I only got like 6 hours of sleep last night because I was up until like 3 a.m. preparing and rehearsing my speech that I gave at the local protest today. But thank you so much for that love, Veteran. Same thing to Trag, T-R-A-G. Thank you so much for the 50 euros over on Super Chat. Let's fucking go, Trag. Show some love to Trag down below in that comment section. That's crazy. Trag with the 50 euros says, loving your content, Dean, from the the UK. I'm glad that people like you exist and understand that what America does affects the rest of us. Yes, absolutely. You are paid more in gas. You have to worry about going to war with Iran. You are affected. Thank you for the 50 euros. Please show some love to Tragged Veteran down below in that chat. The two of you guys are so insanely kind. Thank you so very much for the unfathomable love and support. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I am 28.
What year were you born in?
I was born in the year of 19. I don't fucking know, dude. I'm sorry.
Get out of here. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in the box. Carol, thank you so much for the $24 donation over on Venmo. Sorry, not Venmo, on PayPal. Thank you so much for that love, Carol. Let's show some love to Carol down below in that chat. Carol didn't attach a message to the dono, just sent it right on through. Appreciate you so much for the love. And shout out to Lexington for the $100 donation over on PayPal. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. Let's get 1,000 Lexington W's down below. That is like seriously fucking nuts. You guys are being so kind today. Let's go. Let's get 1,000 Lexington W's from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I do not deserve that much love. Nobody does. Lexington says, you don't have to read this out loud. I'm going to do it. I just wanted to say that I'm grateful. How grateful I am, sorry, apparently I can't read today, for the way that you use your voice to speak up for SA survivors. No pressure to read. It just felt good to share. Love you, man. I love you too, Lexington. And that's exactly what we do on this platform. Exactly what we do on this platform, man, is we stick up for SA survivors. Because right now society isn't. Those with power and influence are. The government isn't. Someone has to. We have to. We the people have to. Thank you. Thank you so much for the $100, Lexington. Beyond kind of you.
Dino, I have one question, bro.
How old are you?
Where's that geek bar at, bro?
I'm looking at
Where's
it.
it at, bro?
It's in my left hand. But it's not a geek bar. It's an anxiety pin. I would never smoke the nicotine. It's a gateway. Let's go to get that next guest Kira loaded up into the box. Here we go. Those who get it, get it. Those who don't get it probably think I'm fucking insane. Those who have no... I should have thought about that beforehand. Those that don't get it probably think that I have lost my mind. Hi, do you support Trump?
Oh my god, Dean!
I'm going to go to guess that's a no. Just because we got a couple people in that queue that aren't necessarily Trump supporters. No biggie, because you guys don't know. I am going to go to put the rules back up on that phone screen. Take a good look at the rules. Take a good look at the rules. You got to be 18 plus, American and MAGA. Those are the rules. Everybody, please do follow them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go to get that next guest connected right now. Only hop inside of that queue of your MAGA. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yep.
Awesome. I'm going to have to hang out here with us for a moment while I thank a couple more people. Appreciate you so much, Victoria, for the $25 donation on Venmo. Good to see you today, Victoria. Who says, congratulations on a great speech. Well done. You go. Appreciate you so much, Victoria. You are awesome. Let's get 250 Victoria W's down below. That is very kind of you. Same thing to Carrie. Good to see you today. Thank you so much for the $50 donation on Venmo with the salute emoji as per usual. I hope that you have had a great day today, Carrie. And as always, thank you from the bottom of my heart. That is beyond kind. Please do show some love to Victoria and Carrie down below in that comment section. Same thing to M, Alexandria, and Cody. Thank you guys for the 5. Appreciate y'all so much. Mad Scramble, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. And oh my god, Chris and Mary, my fucking hell. Chris, thank you so much for the $111 donation. And Mary, thank you so much for the $100 donation. What the? Okay, I'm sorry for screaming. That's crazy. What is going on? Mary with $100 says, thank you so much for the amazing speech today. We love you, Dean. I love you, Mary. Thank you for being here, and I hope you're enjoying the stream. Chris with the $111 says, please call at least 2 ops, quote unquote, junior when they're being difficult, please, and thank you. Oh, I like that. That's really assholey. I'm gonna have to start pulling that one out, Chris. Great recommendation. From the bottom of my heart to the two of you guys, thank you so fucking much for the love. My God, please show some love to Mary and Chris down below. You guys are awesome, awesome, awesome. Holy cow. I don't even know, like genuinely, I'm always asking myself, what have I done to deserve that much love? What have I done to cause such kind people to support me to such an insane extent? Thank you so much, you guys. Let's go ahead and hop into the next debate. Show some love to all of our donors. Take it away. Tell us about your MAGA.
He's the better of the two alternatives.
Okay, so the argument's still that you support him as president because Kamala Harris would have been worse?
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Okay,
No shot. If Kamala Harris was president, would we have had the most manufacturing bankruptcies since before she was VP, right? Since 2008, like we did last year in 25 under Trump. No shot. We would have got the worst annualized jobs report since 2003, ignoring recession, since before she was VP, like we did under Trump last year. No shot would our transatlantic partners be threatening to impose the economic bazooka on us, because no shot Kamala Harris would have threatened to invade Greenland. Come on, man.
Well, the border would have still been porous, and tens of millions of more illegals would have poured over.
So, they would have all poured over. Tens of millions of illegals.
How many illegals are in America right now?
13 million.
13 million.
Yes.
They've been saying 11 million since the 60s or 70s. It's probably upward of 50 million.
What's your source?
Well, there's no source. They're illegal immigrants.
Okay.
There is no way to count them.
So, just to clarify, you're admitting to believing in something without evidence.
There is no evidence because there is no way to track something that is untraceable.
Okay. Should this not be the end of the debate?
Okay. Do you think
because you're admitting to believing in something without evidence?
Illegal immigrants commit less crime than Americans at a lower percentage than Americans?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, how many illegals are here? Exactly. How many illegal immigrants are here?
Well, we don't need to know how many undocumented immigrants are here to know that undocumented immigrants have a lower crime rate compared to citizens.
How do you know?
But once again, the answer to the question is 13 million. Because that's what the evidence tells us.
What evidence?
The American Institution of Immigration. They do annualized studies and reports on the amount of undocumented immigrants that are in America. I will agree that it actually is quite complex to determine it, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible. What we rely on a lot would be like economic facts, such as, well, how many undocumented immigrants are there in the labor force? How many undocumented immigrants have applied for ITINs? How many undocumented immigrants are committing crimes? How many undocumented immigrants are getting driver's license? How many undocumented immigrants are paying taxes? Just be like, people think that undocumented immigrants are completely untraceable. That's not true. That's not true.
How are undocumented immigrants paying taxes?
Good question. Because of Obama's work permit program?
If they're undocumented, they're like by definition undocumented, which means they don't have a social security card. They have no way of
So what they have is an individual taxpayer identification number.
Undocumented immigrants, illegal immigrants in this country illegally, have a tax document, a tax identification number.
Yes.
How?
By applying for one and then getting one from the IRS.
Why in the hell would the IRS give someone here illegally that has no permission to be in this country a way to track their taxes? You can't hire
more money.
Walmart
to make more money. Wait 1 second. The answer to that last question of yours is astoundingly easy to guess. It is to make more money.
Walmart can't hire somebody that isn't an American citizen or have a green card or a work visa.
All right.
Right?
I'm not aware.
A legitimate company can't hire somebody that's in the country illegally.
Can you name a business owner that was prosecuted and sent to jail or charged with a crime for employing an undocumented immigrant?
Well, no, I can't, but there are people, obviously.
I'm not even sure it's actually technically a crime to employ undocumented immigrants. Given that they're working over...
a crime.
Okay. Then show me one business owner that's been sentenced and found guilty of a crime.
They shut down multiple Tyson chicken plants. They shut down multiple Tyson chicken plants because literally almost 100% of the employees there were illegal immigrants.
Okay. Give me a source for that, please.
I don't know. It's a news article. I read it on a news article.
Should be pretty easy to find.
Okay, I'm on my phone talking to you.
So this is another no evidence point?
Okay. Whoever's listening to this, look it up because it's on there.
Oh, it's there, guys. Trust.
Okay. How can you tax somebody that isn't an American citizen? I pay sales tax on what they buy with their cash that they get paid under the table.
How can you tax somebody that's not an American citizen? So you don't think that people on green cards pay taxes?
somebody that's not an illegal American.
But now you're.
That's
But
in
you
the
just
country
said. But
legally.
okay, so you actually. I just want to clarify. Your last question was, how can we tax somebody that's not a citizen? Now you understand perfectly how we can tax people that aren't citizens. Right?
Okay, if you have a green
So
card,
that was quite a blunder. So what
If you
you
have a
didn't mean
green
to ask
card,
how can we tax people that aren't American citizens? What you
If you
meant to
have a
ask
green-
is how can we tax people that like aren't residents or American citizens and are here illegally? Well, once again, I actually answered this question already, my friend. I'll answer it again. It's called ITINs. Undocumented immigrants that don't have bad crimes on their records can sign up for a work program where they're then given an ITIN by the IRS. They then use that ITIN to get a W-2 job. Once they are working as a W-2 employee with that ITIN, their taxes are then automatically deducted out of their paycheck bi-weekly on average, I'd assume. And that's it. Story's closed. In fact, they can't even file for tax returns at the end of the year because they're undocumented, so they pay higher effective tax rates than you and me and us.
okay, you said violent criminals, right? If they don't have a violent crime on their record, then they can apply for this IEIN or whatever you're saying.
Yes, Junior.
Okay. Oh, you're taking their advice. Good job. W. Dean. What would you consider a violent crime?
Well, ultimately, that determination is not left up to me. That determination is left up to the American criminal justice system.
Okay, is a DWI a violent crime?
I don't know.
Why not?
Because I've never researched a DWI in my state
Dean.
to learn if Colorado has determined that it would be a violent crime. I would argue, just based upon assumption rooted in common sense, not actual fact, that it's most likely the case that it's not a violent crime. Maybe there's like a higher class of DUIs and DWIs, where if you are found guilty of a DUI or DWI in relation to like killing somebody, then it's like charged as a violent crime or something, manslaughter in conjunction to the DUI or DWI. But I don't know why you're asking me these questions, because I'm not the American criminal justice system.
Well, because you're defending illegal immigrants.
No, I'm actually, right now, let me clarify. All that I'm doing right now is just helping you learn things that you don't know. Like when I tell you that undocumented immigrants pay taxes on ITINs, I'm not giving you an argument. I'm just sharing knowledge with you. When I tell you that undocumented immigrants that have not been convicted of a violent crime can sign up for a work program to get that ITIN, I'm not giving you an argument. I'm just sharing knowledge with you. When I'm telling you that ultimately it is the U.S. Criminal justice system that determines what is and is not a violent crime, not me, I'm not giving you an argument. I'm just sharing knowledge with you. Like these things are just like undeniable, irrefutable, unarguable facts that you could fact check on Google in less than 5 seconds. I have no reason, no incentive to lie to you whatsoever.
Okay. Well, the whole reason I asked that is because, thousands of people die every year from drunk drivers in America.
Yeah, so in scenarios where a drunk driver will kill somebody, they'll be charged with a DUI and manslaughter.
Okay, and so would you think that's like a damaging thing to America?
Clearly.
Okay. A decent and a decent portion of those are done by people that are here illegally.
What do you mean by decent?
Okay, if one person dies from a DUI from somebody that crossed the border and isn't on paper, that
Can you answer my question? What do you mean by decent?
I mean decent, more than 0%.
Oh, wait, that's not the way that we use decent. Usually, like the word decent is used to represent something like notable in contrast to the rest of the data, right? But if we're now just revising your claim to be that there has been at least one circumstance of an undocumented immigrant drunk driving and killed somebody, sure, I would agree with you. There definitely has been.
Okay, what's an okay number? How many people can be killed by drunk driving illegals every year, and that's like acceptable to you?
Oh, well, no deaths caused by drunk drivers are acceptable to me. Thank you for asking.
Okay, so to prevent that, we could just deport the people here illegally.
Well, let's see if your logic upholds. Has there been more than one person murdered by a tourist?
I'm sure.
So to prevent that, we could just ban and restrict all tourism into America whatsoever.
I am fine with shutting down anybody coming to America that's not an American citizen.
Oh, so yes, get rid of tourism, get rid of green cards, get rid of ITINs, get rid of work programs, all of it. Get rid of it all, right?
Well, getting rid of ITINs, that's totally 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Just get rid of. I just want to clarify. You want to get rid of that all, right?
Maybe not tourism.
Oh, well, that was the first thing that you argued we should get rid of. Funny enough.
Okay.
So now you see my point. Okay, so now you understand here why your argument is flawed, because you're telling us that, well, because more than one undocumented immigrant has committed a violent crime, that we just need to get rid of them all. Clearly, just deport them all, get them out of here. Well, see, the reason why that logic doesn't uphold is because we could identify more than one tourist that has committed a violent crime, but you don't want to stop tourism. Why? Because it seems
tourists
like we should
have gotten a permission to come in the country. They didn't just cross in the dark of night, cross a line, and are in here making money off of our country, contributing hardly anything.
Fair point. How about this? The undocumented immigrants that have committed violent crimes, let's get rid of them. Deport them or throw them in jail. The undocumented immigrants that haven't committed violent crimes, well, a mistake. Give them a pathway to residency or citizenship. They clearly make us better off.
Not get rid of them or put them in prison. I don't want to be paying my tax dollars going to fund Jose, who killed 7 people.
Okay, well, first and foremost, I think it's very telling that you use the name Jose, which I think kind of speaks to like a deeper reason why you're so motivated.
Immigrants,
are named Jose, you fucking idiot, shut up. But anyways, I think this speaks like towards a deeper desire and motivating factor that you hold to be true for why you support mass deportation. And it could be, very well could be, racism, xenophobia, and related terms, because you, like many others, want to make it an issue of Jose. What did fucking Jose do? You freak. Okay.
It could be Jose.
But we're definitely going to get there. Okay. Because that's definitely where the argument leads. We just need to knock off all of the other chess pieces off the board first. Because inevitably what we're going to do here is I'm going to keep my fucking knock on your throat, metaphorically. And we're going to lead you down every single argument that you have to do with economics and crime rates until you're left with nothing and you still won't concede that you're wrong. And then you're going to start, I don't know, slurring. That's the MAGA textbook for you. But my point here would be, in reference to the claim that you don't want your tax dollars being spent on keeping violent criminals in jail, well, I do want my tax dollars spent on keeping violent criminals in jail, because keeping violent criminals in jail keeps people safe, because it prevents the violent criminals from murdering more, kidnapping more, raping more.
I'm not
clearly.
pro-criminal.
We should all be okay with our tax dollars being spent to reduce the level of child rape in this world.
There are enough American criminals. We don't need to import them from the third world here to commit crimes for our tax dollars to go pay for them to live.
Oh, now you got the third world comment. Buddy, we are the third world under Trump. Our president is calling for the execution of Democrats in Congress. Our economy hasn't been worse in modern American history. Our president is starting another war in the Middle East, threatening to annex Cuba, invade fucking Canada, go after Venezuela and Colombia. Okay? He is an adjudicated rapist. And then he used the power that was consequential of his position in politics to argue that the woman he raped should be thrown in jail. Okay? 1 in 5 kids in West Virginia are starving, and the U.S. was labeled as insolvent by the Treasury less than a week ago. I don't know. You use this term third world to represent corruption, immoralities, low socioeconomic standards. We're home base of corruption, immoralities, and abrasive socioeconomic standards that we're causing on ourselves through the intentional infliction of pain by Trump, not because our economy's poor as a get-go. We're the largest economy in the world, but still yet we have 1 in 5 kids starving in West Virginia. Still yet we have 51,000 low-income Americans dying every year via lack of access to health care. Still yet we have 16 million American children that were left to starve after Donald Trump refused to give food stamps to them illegally. Still yet we have a rapist serving in the Oval Office, defying Congress, breaking federal law to protect creeps, pedophiles, and other rapists. Like, come on, dude.
So third world isn't 1 in 5 kids starving. It's 5 in 5 kids starving. It's burning cow dung to stay warm at night.
Okay.
It's not, I have to go to a food bank this
but
week.
it's not protecting rapists and causing more people to die by intentionally taking their health care away.
In the third world, rapists do whatever they want. They rape whoever they want, whenever they want.
Yes.
with zero consequences.
Yes. So then we are the third world because rapists definitely can do whatever they want. They could even become the
rape
president
isn't illegal,
here.
right? Rape is illegal, right? You
Rape
can't
is
rape
illegal.
whoever you want.
Actually, no. Rape is not illegal in all scenarios.
Well, no, not in the countries that we're importing these people from.
Not in this country. 12 of our 50 states allow for child marriage.
Child marriage.
Yes.
How,
Adults, full-blown adults can marry kids with parental consent.
what age?
I'm talking like 25-year-olds could marry like 15-year-olds in 12 of our 50 states with parental consent from the 15-year-old.
Well, obviously, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
That's insane.
It is insane.
But what I'm saying is, a lot of the countries, these people that we're importing to this country from, are, a woman has to have, 7 witnesses to get a person tried for rape? 7 male witnesses?
Ever considered why they're leaving? Ever considered that they want a better life?
Then why do
Ever
they
considered that they're here to be productive, to live to a higher standard, to be more free?
Well, if they want to be
Maybe
more
this
free,
is why the
did they-
undocumented immigrants who are here at home in America are 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes than the average American citizen on American soil. Undocumented immigrants account for 1% of violent crime here. Meanwhile, American men like you and me account for 92.
Undocumented immigrant. How do you know? How do you know?
Okay,
If you don't
sure.
know how
Good
many
question,
people are here-
because I'm the
No,
one
no, no, let
that
me talk.
justifies
You
my
want to
beliefs with
monologue
evidence.
for like
You're
5
the one that
minutes.
doesn't. PNAS is how we know.
If you don't know how many people are here, you can't get a percentage of how many of those people are committing crime.
Well, it's because we do know how many undocumented
Okay, if I
immigrants
spend
are here.
$100 of X amount of money, what percentage is that? You don't know because you don't know what the X is.
Well, the thing is that we do know how many undocumented immigrants are
We
here.
don't know how many undocumented immigrants are here, dude.
PNAS disagrees. The FBI disagrees. The American
there
Institute of
estimates?
Immigration disagrees.
Their estimates?
Yes.
Okay, their estimates are BS, dude.
Oh, and how do you know that?
I don't know because.
Oh, you don't know that. Thank you for admitting your own failures,
Okay,
Junior.
that was a me being sarcastic.
Okay, and how do you know that?
In Biden, hundreds of thousands of people were crossing the border.
Wait, hundreds of
every
thousands of
month.
people were in Biden? Hey, yo. Calm it down, Junior. We do not want to know about the manga fanfic you're writing for AO3.
Okay,
now,
okay,
legitimately answer the
listen.
question. What good reason do you possess to dispute the credible estimates given to us by various institutions?
Because I have eyes and ears. And I see what's
so
going
what
on.
evidence do your eyes and ears collect to dispute the institutions?
Okay, how about this?
No, I want you to answer my fucking. I'm like clearly asking a question that I clearly want a direct answer to here, Junior. There you go. There's 3 times, Chris. Love ya. What evidence do you have? What have you collected with your eyes and ears that
Well, there is no
reliably and reasonably dispute
can't get evidence.
the institutions that tell us how many undocumented immigrants are here?
You can't get evidence of something that is in the shadows. You can't see that there is no, like, what are you going to round up all the migrants? We'll find every
The false assumption here is that we don't have any information about them.
Million people in
the
America.
reason why we could get
Are you
estimates about how many
illegal? Are you
undocumented
illegal?
immigrants here is because we do have information about how many undocumented immigrants are here. Like working. Okay, I'll go through it again. Getting
Working.
driver's
Oh,
license,
okay,
getting
working.
identification,
Somebody with an
working,
IEIN number.
getting an ITIN. Okay, getting a crime. Committing a crime, then being identified as an undocumented immigrant. Like economic transactions. There's about the census, just border entry and then evaluation with the average life expectancy, like the undocumented immigrants who show up to hospitals. All of these are various mechanisms that institutions of research will use to determine genuine estimates about how many undocumented immigrants are here.
So the undocumented immigrants that
Well,
show
I
up to
think that works.
hospitals, right? They show up to hospitals, no insurance. They go get seen, get medications, and their bone reset or whatever their issue is. They leave, The hospital has no way of billing them, knowing who they are. The taxpayers pay for that.
Yes.
Upwards of like $100 billion a year.
No.
Yes.
What's your source?
10 years ago, it was like $112 billion a year.
What's your source?
Dude, I'm on the phone with you. I can't pull the source up right now.
Check
I know
this
that's
out.
the number.
I'm on the phone with
I've read
you.
it.
My
And you have
source.
and you have a computer in front of you.
My source, with my eyes closed and my hands covering my eyes, is that annually in America there's $16 billion expensed on uninsured people in emergency rooms across the country, and that figure is not just going to be undocumented immigrants, but also citizens without insurance, like the 10 million that Trump just kicked off Medicaid, by the way. And even if we were to assume that 100% of the $16 billion spent on uninsured people in emergency room, by the way, the source is federal Medicaid, as well as the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, were undocumented, well, then they would still be paying close to 10 times more in taxes than they do take out through emergency rooms, because the IRS tells us that undocumented immigrants pay north of $100 billion in taxes per year. Get fucked.
That number isn't just medical expenses. That number is any kind of government assistance.
Oh, you mean the kinds of government assistance that they're not eligible in the federal level because of the Personal Work Order and Responsibility Act passed in 1996 that strictly limits and prohibits public welfare benefits on the federal level from being given to undocumented immigrants? You mean those?
So can undocumented immigrants get food stamps or WIC?
No, they can't from the federal government, no.
No, they can't. In California, they can.
I know. Is California the federal government? You idiot. Oh my God, you are not tracking. You need to actually listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. God damn it, dude.
God, you're really good at talking real fast over your guests.
Oh, someone.
Can illegal immigrants get any kind of government assistance in America?
Yes.
Okay. How much does that cost?
It is estimated to cost anywhere between $20 and $35 billion per year.
For what? For everything?
For the access to emergency rooms inevitably paid for by the federal government annually, and then the limited state benefits in 11 of our 50 states, which would include WIC, food stamps, etc.
Why is it estimated? If we know how many illegal immigrants are here, shouldn't they be able to track that very easily and say, oh, these are people who are illegal immigrants, and they spent this much money over this amount of time?
So when we talk about expenditure on social safety nets, generally we'll use the word estimate because ultimately those are just numbers being crunched by data analysts. And regardless of how confident they are of their conclusion, they always throw the word estimate in front of it.
Okay, but you said like $25 to $35 billion a year or something like that, whatever you said earlier. Okay, that's $10 billion. Okay,
then just assume $35 billion. They still pay close to 3 times more in taxes than they take out. I mean, I just told you.
$10 billion?
Because like
narrow it down to a couple million at least?
All data that that's also going to be differing institutions that use differing methodology to determine what the overall net expenditure would be. Like, for instance, more conservative institutions like the Heritage Foundation will use very, like, metaphorically liberal means of estimation for the expense of undocumented immigrants. Meanwhile, more liberal institutions will use more fair means of estimations for the expenditure on undocumented immigrants. So when I say between $20 and $35 billion, all that I'm being is like good faith in the sense that I'm relaying the general area that is agreed to bipartisanly. But it would actually be on you to prove that we spend more on them than they pay in taxes. And that's my next question. Hey, Dean, how much do you think we spend on undocumented immigrants per year?
I'm not bowing out. I got to go. I got something to do. But I would love to keep talking about this for hours.
Then why don't you
take care, man. I'll talk to you next time.
Oh, yeah. Just take care. Take care. I hope you really take care of that ACL that you're tearing as we speak. Running as fast as you can. Just going to get that next guest loaded up in the box right now. Okay. Hi, do you support Trump? Oh, no, they left. I don't know why, guys. I feel like I'm on fire today. I'm feeling good, dude. I'm feeling really good today, man. I'm feeling great. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. I don't even understand why I'm feeling so, just oomph and ready. You know what I mean? Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
55, New York.
Okay. Do you mind if I thank a couple people who donated to me before we hop into the debate?
Oh, we always start out like this. I debated you before. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks, man. Thank you so much, Trag, for another 20 euros over on YouTube. Let's get to it at Trag W's down below in that comment section. Trag with the 20 euros says, people like you are keeping our belief in America alive. The UK's on your side. Thank you so much, Trag. Shout out to you, and shout out to the UK. Thank you so much for the love and support.
That's funny.
Thank you for your commentary, sir. JG, would you mind turning down that TV in the background?
Oh, watching UFC, so hold on a minute.
I could also just put you on mute.
Oh, you could do that too.
Do you know how to unmute?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll just throw
I turned it down. I turned it down.
Okay, the reason why I asked you to turn down the TV before I put you on mute is because, I'm just going to be honest, bro. Typically, people over the age of 50 just don't know how to unmute, and then I just got to move on. But I'm just going to...
So you're assuming are you age shaming me right now, bro?
No.
You just did. You said over 50. Normally people don't know how to do that. So you just say age shaming, bro. Like, what is that about?
No.
You just did. No, you just did.
Oh.
No, you just did. Admit it. God damn it, I'm kidding. You just said, normally people over 50, yeah, you just age shame me, bro. Right, you just age shame me, you dipshit.
1 second.
Yeah. You need to put that in your, you need to, is that the guy that spit in your face? Wow, I can't believe you just age shamed me. God.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, I forgive you.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna go back to thanking a couple.
Okay, anyways, but anyways.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go back to thanking a couple people. Then I'll pass you that mic.
Okay.
AKD, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat, saying get him. Appreciate you so much for that love, AKD. Let's get 200 AKDWs down below in that comment section. I appreciate you so very much for the love. Appreciate you, AKD. Yeah. Then Rodney, thank you so much for the $10 as well. Who says the only reason why MAGAs know about violent immigrants is because they are sitting in prison and Trump wants them to think they aren't. So real. Appreciate you for the $10, Rodney.
What?
Narcissa, thank you so much for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat as well. Queen, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much for the love. Then JG, thank you for the $10 as well. Thank you so much, you guys. Then Mad Daddy, appreciate you for the 5 gifted membership subs. Appreciate you so much. And then thank you so very much as well. Let's see here. No, we're actually all cut up over on Super Chat. Thank you so much, you guys. Please show some love to all the Super Chatters down below. A couple people on Venmo and PayPal real quick. Thank you so much for the $15, Christopher. Let's get 150 Christopher W's. Who says, Dean, did you hear that now in order to get a US visa, they want your social media accounts to be set to public? Oh my God, Christopher, that's invasive. Thank you for the support. Liam, thank you so much for the $35 donation on PayPal. Bro, let's go. Let's get 300 Liam W's down below in the comment section. Thank you so much, man. Liam with the 35 says, thank you for what you do. I hope that you and your girlfriend have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself, and thank you for always being kind to others. Well, I'm kind to people that deserve it, not kind to those that don't. Thank you so much for the $35, man. That is beyond kind of you. Appreciate you so much. And then Ashley, thank you for the $3, and I appreciate what you do. Thank you. Thank you so much for the love and support, Ashley. I really appreciate you. Over on Venmo, thank you so much, Serena, for the $10 who says, the GOAT! Appreciate you, Serena. Let's get 100 Serena W's and then 200 Liz W's for the $20 donation who says, it's nice to see you having fun. I've been trying to have more fun on the streams recently because it helps keep me sane. Kyla, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. I appreciate you. And then Braylon with the $10 who says, I watch you in Parker every day and I love you in Parker. Thank you so much, Braylon. Then Juliet, thank you for the 5. Eden, thank you for the 5. Allison, thank you for the 2. And with that, we're all caught up. If you're watching and you're like, hey, I like this Dean guy, you want to support me, you want to support the stream, you want to support us so we can continue to do this for 4 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Don't do that. Dean's a dipshit. Dean,
can you find another word? Can you find another word to describe me so you don't get banned?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Just find something more creative.
A dipshit. Okay. Listen.
But I'm actually going to finish saying what I'm saying. If you do want to support me, contrary to what the guest is saying, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok, pin message on YT, and the handle's also at the top of the phone.